From the subreddit Unpopular Opinion. People who take dogs on airplanes are obnoxious human beings. On a flight with two clearly fake service animals. They are just well behaved enough to not get kicked off, but annoying enough it obviously isn't a service animal. Leave your dog at home and stop calling your pet a service animal. Fucking assholes. Regular pets and ESA shouldn't be allowed. You can pay for your pets to be in the cabin with you, they don't have to be a service animal to fly. People who take poorly behaved dogs on planes are obnoxious human beings, fixed it for you. Not all dogs on planes are service animals. If your dog is small enough to fit in a duffel bag shoved under the seat, they can ride in the cabin. I'm a father of a 2-year-old and also have a border collie. I'd rather have a dog on either side than one screaming toddler anywhere on the plane. Unpopular opinion for sure. I'd much rather sit next to a dog than a person. When we moved from Hawaii, we had a boxer. As a short-nosed breed, he could not be checked under the plane, our other dog was. Our options were, don't move, give up our dog, have him declared an emotional support animal, charter a private flight for him, $5,000 plus and only to the California coast. We found a therapist and got that letter, never tried to take him anywhere else with it. Just saying, that little fudge was by far more moral than abandoning our family member. This person really doesn't like service dogs, even their last post 2 months ago was over the same topic. There are times before I go out in public with my service dog, that I start to panic because I'm afraid people will assume she's one of those fake service dogs. I shouldn't care what they think, but hey, anxiety is a bitch. Just know that dogs will be dogs sometimes, and even ADA and ADI certified service dogs, mine is both, have off days, and if they seem off they may have been distracted by some Karen or her kid a few minutes ago, and the last thing the handler wants is someone judging while they try to get the dog refocused. That being said, if there is a service dog that is jumping on people and the handler is letting random people pet the dog, yeah, that's not a SD. Fun fact, 94% of people in this thread would rather sit next to a dog than this person creating this thread. I'd rather fly with dogs than with kids who don't behave or drunk people who are annoying. You sound fun. I've literally had people after a flight tell me they had no idea I had a dog with me. I don't pretend she's a service animal, but sometimes she's going where I'm going. I have to pay extra for it, so why on earth should you care? You can bring your pet on a plane without them being registered as a service animal. If I were to ever fly and have to bring my animals with me, they would definitely be with me. There's no way in hell I'd check them as luggage, because deaths occur quite frequently if you check them as luggage. If I need to bring my pet on a plane ride, I'm not checking them. You can deal with it, I really don't care. Not gonna risk them dying because you're easily irritated. My dog behaves better than most children and many adults on planes. I'll take sitting next to a dog over a person any day. If that's the case, please leave your children and crying babies at home as well. You know, not everyone that needs a service animal needs them for a visible condition. Seizures, diabetes, PTSD, neurological conditions, hearing impairment, all conditions where a service animal can save a life. There are new guidelines that allow dogs to be on regular seats in airplanes. This is safer for the dogs while traveling. But this is in the understanding that the owner has control over the dog, and the dog behaves itself. Tell me you're not a pet owner without telling me you're not a pet owner. Turtle alert. Some people have to travel with their pet. I'm flying with my dog this Christmas so he can meet my mom. If I had to fly with my dog because I was moving or whatever, I'd fake emotional support animal status. I've heard too many nightmares about animals dying in the cargo hold. Definitely unpopular. You're brave for this one. The most genuine unpopular opinion I've seen on this sub. I've flown with my little dude quite a few times. He sleeps the entire 8 hours in his little carrier under the seat in front of me, and no one even knows he's there until I let his little head poke out once we disembark. If there is more than one pet on board, they are spread out throughout the aircraft. If someone has an allergy, then the flight attendants will happily relocate them. I've never run into this issue before because my guy is hypoallergenic, and unless he licks you, which he won't because he is securely in his carrier, there is no cause for concern. He's also been on plenty of trains and buses and has never run into any issues. Best travel companion emo. My mom does this. She has 2 dogs that she claims to be service dogs. My mother is ill, but these dogs are not trained to be service dog at all. She will argue till the cows come home trying to convince you her animals are emotional service dogs. She buys vests for them off Amazon. They shit and piss everywhere, bark at their own shadow, and do not behave as a service dog should. I've argued with her often about this, but she is stubborn and upset I don't play into it. You will immediately know the difference between a dog and service dog. You're obnoxious. Yeah, that's bullshit. My dog is behaved enough to pass as a service dog, and I rent a car and drive for vacation. Spending time with him on the way is the best part. You do know that people are allowed to have their pet in the cabin for a fee, right? OP sounds more obnoxious than any dog I've ever encountered on a plane. If only the airline or DOT actually enforced rules. How does it affect you if it's a well-behaved dog? People getting mad at an actual unpopular opinion on this sublol gold. You sound like the obnoxious one. What are the dogs doing to you? There's a conundrum here for me because I have no problem with the dog usually, it's the person holding the dog who annoys me. I'd rather fly on a plane of all dogs than the normal assortment of humans usually found on a plane. I saw a guy at Epcot in Disney World with a fake service dog on a leash yesterday. The dog saw something and went to take off. The dog was huge. Pulled the guy to the ground when he tried to hold him back. It was glorious. Op hates dogs and just found the perfect excuse to hate on them. What garbage. I'm over everyone taking their pets everywhere. I own 2 dogs. They're great, but I'm not taking them all over town. No one cares about your animals but you. Well, now this has to be one of the worst ones I've ever heard. You'd rather sit next to a human? Also, they don't have to be service animals to fly, FYI. Maybe read up on your subject before calling everyone an asshole? It might do you some good. What would the situation be if hypothetically someone was severely allergic to dogs, and was on the same flight, or sitting in the same cabin as one? Just curious, anyone know some policy or situations it has happened? People who take their dog to Home Depot are the same way. I don't think you know what being obnoxious means. We flew a Shih Tzu from Texas to Michigan. He was completely fine with a few melatonin dog treats. Yes, he did wake up afterwards. Sounds like someone needs a hug, and a dog. I brought my Chihuahua on board a flight recently and honestly he was perfectly behaved. It's down to training them and teaching them how to behave. Dude, they're just trying to ensure their pets don't fucking die in the cargo hold. Fuck this opinion, dude. People out there planes in the underground storage thing and they die sometimes. Let the boofers boof. They are service dogs for everyone else, not the owner. They let everyone else know there is a Karen in tow. Agreed, that poor guy doesn't even know what's happening, and what if he gets sick on the plane? For personal enjoyment, I'd rather be on a plane full of dogs than people. But it's unfair to bring dogs on a plane, to the dogs. You don't know how they're going to take the experience and it's shitty to put them on a plane for their sake. I love dogs, but it amazes me that so many people care more about their pets than they do humans or even their own family members. This is warped. As someone with a pet allergy, I appreciate this post. You mad the dog lovers mad? I actually agree with this. A lot of us are badly allergic to dogs and cats, and these people could have no consideration. I'd rather not go into a full-blown asthma attack at 30,000 feet because you can't leave Rover at home. I'm for people who actually need service animals, but the liars are the worst. I believe United and Delta no longer allow animals. I could be wrong though. If they're well behaved and not causing a problem, WTF do you care? You're the fucking asshole. I agree. A dog on a plane bit my son in the face. No provocation. Fuck that. Leave your damn dog at home. Yikes. Seek help. What are the animals doing that's annoying? Can't be mad because this opinion is definitely unpopular, as I must assume you are as well. FR emotional support animals are bullcrap. Oh, you don't need a whittle poochie for your anxiety. Man up and find coping. Some people are allergic to animals and an airplane is pretty close quarters. I'd rather be seated next to dogs than screeching baby human crotch goblins. If I must fly with my dog, he will be with me. I agree. It's disruptive and annoying. No one wants to hear your dog barking the whole flight. And it's disruptive to real service dogs who are trying to do their jobs. Anger therapy called. They cleared their schedule for you. Agreed. Dog owners all need to take a look in the mirror. The only animals that should be allowed on planes are service animals. If you can't leave your animals home, then board them at a kennel. If you can't do that, then drive to your location. Still doesn't work, then don't go. Dog people culture has gotten out of control. The dogs themselves are cute, but the people are cringe AF. 100%. My ex-Mill would bring her mini poodles. They always barked and peed everywhere.